minutes before the hour. Coach's Corner continue with Coach Matt Zedaker of the Childersburg Tigers, brought to you by Community Funeral Home. And Coach, good morning to you. A little spring in your step with the cool weather, ain't it, man?
Yeah, I kind of like this fat boy weather right here.
Buddy, I know that's the truth. Final season, regular season game tonight. And it's final season game for your seniors against the Winterboro Bulldogs. And I'll tell you, your schedule hasn't been conducive to being too good to you this year.
It has. I think we figured it up. I think there's 8 teams off a 10-team schedule that are going to playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's been a challenging schedule, but listen, we've had a great week of practice, kind of honored the seniors all week, and the kids came to work and they're excited. It's a rivalry game. It's a formidable task. Winterboro's got a lot of speed, a lot of good athletes, and they're winning a lot of games right now. But we're up for the task. Guys are ready to play. Underclassmen ready to play their hearts out, try to send these seniors out with a win.
Tough week last week. There's been a lot of tough weekends on Friday nights this season for Childersburg.
It has, yeah. Listen, we liked our game plan against Dable. Just another week of self-inflicted wounds. A ton of turnovers, a lot of penalties, which we weren't happy with. Run game didn't quite get going last week. A lot of that has to do with Dable. We know another playoff team, but. We can't play that way this week, and it's kind of been the recurring theme, but hopefully we can put it all behind us and be mistake-free, keep them turnovers away, and see what we can do.
How do you cure turnovers and penalties? You were in the 9th game of the season. You would hope that wasn't long gone.
I think age, maturity, you keep working your drills. We do everything we can to try to keep that. A lot of that is focus, and so you just keep growing, keep working them, and these little freshmen and sophomores are going to be juniors and sophomores next year. So you hope a year of experience that gets better, but you continue to work and put an emphasis on it.
You mentioned earlier this is the final game for these seniors at Childersburg High School.
Yeah, it's a great bunch. I couldn't ask any more from them. I hate that we haven't got the victories that we wanted to get, but man, they've come in, they've led in a great way. They've asked everything we've asked them to do. They've done everything we've asked them to do. They've bought into our system, and I think on down the line, kind of what I told them, where the trajectory where this program's going is in the right direction. The win and loss record this year for them is not going to be right, but they have laid a foundation of doing things a different way, trying to do all the little things right, and it'll be something they're proud of, knowing that they started this, I think, for years to come.
Talk about a couple of the seniors that really led the way for their senior year.
Yeah, Camden Estelle is just the epitome of what you want in a football player and a young man, student athlete. Javis Stone is another great one. He's our alpha dog. Cheese, Big Jamar Meadows, our nose guard, is just a constant presence in the locker room and on the field. And, those are 3 that come to mind. And, we got 10 of them. And unfortunately, 2 of them, have been hurt all year. So really, we've been playing with around 8 seniors all year. Tay Fairman's one of the ones that went down in Talladega game that was just a detrimental loss to us. But all of them. I could sit here and talk about them for the next 4 or 5 segments because they're great kids and they're great ambassadors for what we're trying to do. And I wish I had them 3 more years.
One of our the task tonight, a top 10 ranked team, only lost to Wadley, and Wadley's beaten everybody they played. But the Winterboro, you mentioned it earlier, they got a lot of speed.
They do. And listen, when you're winning state track meets, and that trend, and then those kids are playing football, you're going to deal with a lot of speed. Coach Mansfield's done a great job. He worked for me at Lincoln, was my defensive coordinator, and then took the Winterboro job. So got a lot of mutual respect for him. We talk a lot. And so we're going to have to be, they're going to get their big plays. We got to try to eliminate as many as we can, try to eliminate the long ball or the explosive play where they run away from everybody. So we're going to have to be good in our run checks and tackle well and try to have our coverages where we can be behind them so they don't get behind us. And then offensively, we're just going to do what we do. We got to get back to running the ball real well. We put a challenge on our offensive line to come off the ball really good tonight. And see what we can do. JJ's our quarterback's been doing a great job all year. We're gonna put a lot on his shoulders tonight to try to get some points on the board. And it's a rivalry game. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, it's senior night, so you know, we're putting all our eggs in one basket. We're going to throw a lot of different things at them, and as well, I'm sure they'll do with us, and should be a fun time.
No doubt about it. And I've seen Winterboro play a couple of times this year. They throw a lot of different looks at opponents, and it can be confusing at times.
Yeah. He tries to get you spread out where he can get that speed and space, and so we've got just about every film they have, and so we feel like we've prepared well. They're going to throw a lot of things at us, but you know, as long as we keep everything in front of us and tackle, we think we've got a chance.
Well, we've got one more week with Coach Zedaker. He'll be back with us next week. We'll talk about the future of the Childersburg football program. Coach, thanks for coming this morning. We'll see you next week. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate
Coach
it.
Matt Zedaker, head football coach of the Childersburg Tigers, brought to you by Community Funeral Home. More Daybreak coming up after this.